In the warmth of their sun-drenched living room, Frank was admiring Eileen, who was meticulously untangling a string of gold tinsel. His wife, the life of any party, was in her element, directing their son Kevin on the placement of garlands. "Kevin, a little higher on that archway," Eileen called out, a playful grin on her face. "It's all about the symmetry." Kevin adjusted the garland with a practiced sigh. Kevin worries about symmetry. He also worries about getting a full Christmas turkey ready in time for the party, he said, gesturing towards the enormous tree that stood unadorned in the corner. Frank, a self-professed raconteur and CEO of Franknleen LLC, poured them all hot cocoa. "Relax, Kev. We have weeks. And besides, I'm sure Mom has a schedule for that, too." He winked at his wife. "Isn't that right, my darling?" Eileen walked over and accepted a mug from him, their hands lingering. "Only a preliminary one, my darling. But before we get to the tree, I have something else in mind. We're going to a charity event tonight at the art gallery where Katie will be working tonight. A new art installation is being unveiled." "Ah, the Teddy Ball Gala," Frank said. "Something tells me this will be more than just a social call." His eyes twinkled. "What's the mystery this time?" The Winter Gala was a glittering affair. The main attraction was a new installation by a reclusive artist known as Christian, who was rumored to only work with precious materials. The piece was a delicate, jewel-encrusted sculpture of a winter sleigh. As they mingled, a distraught young woman approached them. She was their daughter and Christian's fiancée, and her eyes were wide with panic. "Mom, Dad, I need your help," she whispered, her voice trembling. "Christian, he's gone. And I think someone is after his secrets." Katie explained that Christian had entrusted her with a small, unadorned silver locket just before he disappeared. The locket seemed unremarkable, but Katie insisted it contained something important. The only clue she had was a cryptic message he had left: "The key to the sleigh is in the snow." Back at the house, Frank and Eileen examined the locket. It was elegantly simple, and the silver appeared to be antique. A faint, almost invisible, carving of a snowflake was etched on its surface. Kevin, ever the sleuth in his own right, brought a magnifying glass. "I doesn't like secrets, I likes to solve things," he declared. After several hours of investigation, Eileen noticed the tiny carving of the snowflake had 6 points, but one of the points was slightly larger than the others. With a delicate twist, the larger point opened a hidden compartment. Inside was a tiny, rolled-up piece of parchment. The parchment contained a series of what looked like coded verses, hinting at a series of clues. The first verse read, "Where the frozen flakes first fell, a story of old is told." The frozen flakes, Katie mused. Could it be a reference to a specific place or event? And a story of old, Kevin added, suggests history. "We'll start at the city archives tomorrow." The next day, the four of them with their dog Goldie, went to the Orange County archives. As they sifted through old records, a suspicious man in a dark trench coat shadowed them. He was tall, with a sharp, angular face. Eileen, with her keen teacher's eye, noticed him first. She subtly nudged Frank. "We have company, darling." They led him on a merry chase through the stacks of old newspapers before finally confronting him. The man introduced himself as Mr. Sterling, a collector who was also searching for Christian. "He owes me money," Sterling claimed, though his cold, calculating eyes suggested a far more sinister motive. The group managed to slip away, their suspicions confirmed. This was no ordinary collector, he was a thief. They returned to the locket and deciphered the next verse, "Where stars once danced and silver threads spun, seek the tale of the setting sun." The new clue led them to the city's historic clock tower, where a local caroling group was practicing for their annual Christmas concert. The verse read, "When midnight strikes on Christmas Eve, the chiming bells will make you believe." Katie went undercover as caroling enthusiasts, joining the group and learning the traditional Christmas hymns. She learned from the choirmaster that Christian's family had donated a refurbished set of bells to the clock tower years ago. He had told the choirmaster that the most important chime was the last bell. As midnight approached on Christmas Eve, they were all in place. As the bells began to chime, Kevin noticed that the last bell had a different resonance, a deeper sound. Even Goldie noticed it too. "Goldie hears something heavy in that last chime," he said, and with a powerful heave, he swung a rope connected to the bell's mechanism. Kevin's swing revealed a hidden compartment in the clock tower's ancient gears.